Hey everyone, it's Steve from the garden, and this is my mid-April garden tour. So let's see what's growing right now. We'll start in the orchard area. The apple trees are starting to leaf out. Will be blooming pretty soon. This is one of the mature trees. This one should be blossoming in a couple weeks. This mini strawberry bed greening up, even getting a few flowers, but we have some cold days this week, so any flowers that are on there are gonna die out. Other apple trees are all leafing out. Same is true with the cherry trees. Actually got one blossom up there. I'm not sure if you can see that. Won't be long before those blossom all the way. This other cherry leafing out too. Onions are coming along. Looking pretty good at this point. I put some fertilizer down on them this week. Now, with the cold period, I probably will cover this bed like I did several weeks ago with the floating roll cover. And just clamp it off to these little hoops I made. Blueberries budding out now too. Be a couple months before you get any actual blueberries out of any of this, but you know, the fact that they're coming alive again, that's a good sign. Made it through the winter. See, the tulips are all coming up. Got a good variety of colors in those. Grape is starting to bud too. That's a good sign. Now you can see the strawberry bed is all greening up. Now this is the bed where I'm going to refresh this bed after the spring, or after the June flush of strawberries. So keep an eye out for that in the coming months. It'll be roughly around the end of June is when I will do that. But the soil level in here has dropped several, half a foot, and I get some problems with flea beetles in here. So, but after the June flush, I'll pull all the strawberries out, re-amend the bed, fill it back up all the way to the top, and replant everything. Raspberry bed is all greening up. You can see all the new canes coming up in here. All the big canes will fruit in June, maybe early July, and all the new canes will fruit in the fall. And I'm expecting a pretty good harvest out of this year with all the canes that we got. This is a spot where I planted the potatoes. No potatoes yet though. And then the bed behind there, I got that all cleaned up. Layer of compost on top, and I'm just covering it to keep weeds from getting in there. Same with this bed. Got this one cleaned up. Layer of compost on there. I haven't covered this one yet. I'm not sure if I will or not, because I have some stuff that's going to go in here relatively early. Now, something interesting about this is I got some volunteer lettuces coming up. Those lettuces all came up from seed from last year, and they survived our minus 15 degree winters. So that's interesting to me that they managed to make it through the winter, no protection, and just come up this year. Now in this space, I am going to be planting watermelons and squash. And I will put lettuce over here in this area. This area gets a fair amount of shade during the middle of the day, so it'll be a good spot to grow lettuce during the summertime. This is the broccoli. These 4 here are the first planting. Well, looks like we had one that failed over there. And these were second planting over here. And then of course the third planting will go down over that way in another month or so. And I'll probably have to replace that one that failed, but that's how it goes. This is my garlic and asparagus bed for this year. This is oregano, and it's thyme. This variety of garlic here is music. And the smaller ones here on the back side, it's Chestnut Red. And for the asparagus, now this is asparagus I started from seed last year, so this is its first year at this point. So it's too young to harvest, but we are getting asparagus spears coming up. So that's a good sign. They made it through the winter. It'll be a couple years before I can harvest any of that, but that's the way it is with asparagus. You get it started, takes a couple years, but then you can harvest it for many years after that. And my lettuces for the first planting are looking pretty good. This one that did get chewed on is starting to come back. But the rest of them are looking pretty good. I can actually start harvesting some of this now. My pea shoots are all coming up. More in this area. This is my lettuce that made it through the winter. That did get chewed on. I actually had 2 more, but something got in this bed and chewed them all down. And some more peas coming up. I guess I have maybe a couple failures in there. I'll have to pop some new peas in, fill that out. Now in this area here, it won't be but maybe a couple weeks, I will be planting my first sowing of green beans, and then I'll do a second one over in this area. These are all the plants I have there waiting to get into the garden once it warms up. Got quite a few flowers in here. But those are some of the tomatoes. I have some more I have to pot up. I got basil and more peppers. Some more basil, and this is Thai basil. Marigolds, black-eyed Susans, peppers, petunias, lots of petunias in here. More peppers, the tomatoes I need to pot up, and some other tomatoes here. This is the final view off the back deck. That's it for the tour today. I want to thank you for stopping by. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one.